Mr. Chase's position perhaps reminds me of the song by The Clash, I fought the law and the law won.
Operation Ark was an investigation that began as a result of a search warrant executed on an address in the Auckland CBD. Approximately 7,000 pills at the time were thought to be MDMA ecstasy pills were seized. Upon analysis, it turned out that they were actually 4-mec, a Class C analog drug from the methcathinone family. It was very limited, our intelligence into these so-called analog pills. So we did a lot of research in that, and we found that there was almost a worldwide shortage in MDMA, and people were looking for other substitutes to mimic the MDMA. There were reports of people being harmed and even injuring themselves through these types of substances. So that was one of the main reasons that we went into this investigation. An analogue is a structure that's substantially similar to that of any controlled drug. There's multiple millions of ways of changing a controlled drug into an analogue. So if you've got your controlled drug, which is your methcathinone, as I said, that is a Class B controlled drug. It's in legislation. Now, anything that's substantially similar, so it might have 1 or 2 arms of difference between that, it then becomes a Class C analogue drug. So Mr. Chase, during trial, he said he thought he was importing 4-MMC, which is another Class C controlled analogue drug. Our analysis showed that it was 4-MEC that we were actually seizing. There was small amounts of MMC also seized during the investigation. People make them because they think they're staying in front of legislation and they're not aware of legislation of the analogue law within New Zealand. And it means any structure substantially similar to any controlled drug. We have a legislation that covers all analogues rather than in other countries where they stipulate each Class C controlled drug through legislation. The person, Mr. Pearson, producing the pills, he had a unit in Albany. In the back room, he had his own pill press where he was pressing thousands of pills per day. Mr. Chase was making huge amounts of money. Wholesale, we believe it would have been around $24 million in sales between June 2010 and November 2011 when we terminated Operation Ark. This investigation was the first of its kind that investigated the importation of the compounds that was coming into New Zealand and the scale of production of the pills that we realised was going right through the North Island and the South Island through the syndicate, and Mr. Chase as the figurehead of the syndicate. And it shows implications for the future that this could still be occurring if we don't keep our minds on these Class C controlled analogue compounds coming through the border.
Your effective sentence taken overall for all your offending is 12.5 years imprisonment. Stand down.
John, please.